It's Carne Asada Sunday. We're out here in the backyard barbecuing. I've been getting hit up about income all week long, so we're going to answer some questions for you. First, this comes from Chapter 4, Section 2 out of the 26-7. If this video helps you in any form or fashion, please like, share, and subscribe. If I can answer a question for you, one of your friends is asking the same question and they just don't know it yet. So all of those things help us grow our audience. It lets me know that I'm building the right type of content for you guys and is absolutely great for the channel. Now, income has to be considered effective to get used on your VA loan. To be considered effective, it needs to be stable, verifiable, and reliable. To determine if income is stable and reliable, we need to be able to determine if that line of employment will be continued on in the future. We do that by looking at stuff like how long you've had that job, the training and the education that went into it, and the type of job. Only verified income can be used on your VA loan, which means if you have a side hustle where you're taking cash and you're not claiming it on your taxes, we can't use that as income on your VA loan. For verifiable income, we would like to have 2 years of job history. There is a caveat, we will address that later, but we would like to see 2 years of job history. We need to be able to get a VOE and a W-2 from that job. If you are a small business owner, things are different, but that's possible too. We'll address that in a different video. A VOE is a verification of employment, where we reach out to your employer and ask things like how long you've been there, how much money you've made year to date, their address and their company name, and a reference number. This is all stuff we take care of on our end. You do not need to do a verification of employment for us at all. For those people who have not had their jobs for 2 years, income is generally considered not stable. But if there is a high likelihood of the income continuing, there is lots of training and education for that job, we may be able to consider that income stable. When we're talking about overtime and or part-time jobs, those are generally considered not stable. For a part-time job to count on your VA loan, you have to have had that part-time job for at least 2 years. If you have not had that part-time job 2 years, there are things we can do, but we are looking for you to have that part-time job 2 years. We are looking for continued employment at your main job and the part-time job, so they can't interfere with each other, and that part-time job needs to have a high likelihood of continuing. If you've only been there a year and we can't use your part-time job as income on your VA loan, what we can do is use that income to offset your debts. That is not the same as counting the income, but what it does do is lower your amount of debt, which is always a good thing. And it's honestly, it's a pretty awesome benefit. When we are talking about your income as an active duty soldier, now, your monthly pay, that counts. Your BAH, that counts. Your BAS, that counts. If you're receiving special pay for being a linguist, submarines, flight pay, any of those special things, those are conversations you need to have with your loan officer, and you guys will be able to decide if it is going to count on your VA loan. Normally, that kind of stuff has to have a outlook of continuing for it to count. So the best thing about your BAH is that it's a pretty sizable chunk, at least here in Washington. It gets plussed up 125%. So we multiply that by 125% to make it look like it got taxed prior. So in general, that raises your level of income. If you're asking about your GI Bill, that income does not count for your VA loan. I had one of my friends tell me today that he was going to use his GI Bill to pay his mortgage, which is okay. But I cannot count your GI Bill monthly payments or your housing payments through your GI Bill toward your monthly income. If you have any questions, my Candly and my link tree are in the description of this video. If you have a question that can help the community grow, don't hesitate to ask it in the comments below. I'll answer everything I can there. If you have a VA loan that you would like my help on, don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to help. If you want to subscribe, click here. If you want to watch another video, click here. I'm Byron Thomas, a veteran and a loan officer from Clear Choice Mortgage, coming to you from Carne Asada Sundays. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Peace.